Hi, I'm Kyle Long with my co-hosts, as always.
It's me from New York City. It's the Late Show with Austin Robertson.
Yeah, you're back
I'm
in
back.
New York City.
Yep.
For a long time, apparently.
We're hoping to leave back. We're hoping to head back Midwest in the weekend.
When were you supposed to? You went down for Thanksgiving, right? When did you go?
I think it was like November 11th is when I left.
Okay, so yeah, it was after that episode. Our podcast episode went up. It was like what, 4 days after the election?
Yeah. It was right around that time, around November 10th or so, I think. Oh, I forgot. I hit that 14-hour drive in a single go overnight.
Yeah, you're a crazy person, man. I can't believe, like, the longest I've ever driven is 7 hours, and this man did double that.
I did it overnight after a full day's of work on Friday.
What the fuck? You did it the same day you worked?
Yeah.
What the fuck is wrong with you?
I just wanted to get to New York.
Yeah, clearly. You were desperate to get there, but now you're still there. It's been almost a full month.
It's longer than I expected, but we're heading out this weekend.
Okay, that's good then.
Luckily, Cuomo's too afraid to shut the border, so it doesn't seem like we're getting stuck.
Okay, that's good then. You're not getting totally trapped there for the entirety of December.
Yeah. He ain't gonna shut it down for the mystery Backstreet Boys that Susan Wojciechowski is gonna get mad at us for saying.
This is just gonna be every episode now, huh? Okay. I'm alright with that.
She got a funny name, I don't know.
It's December of 2020, Austin, and the year is finally almost over. This is the last episode we're doing of 2020. I feel like we were really just finally getting into our groove, and now the year is about to be over, but I think next year is gonna be better. So, we're recording this on the 6th of December, and Cyberpunk is about to come out in 4 days.
Yeah, dude.
And the Game Awards are going to happen the same day. I know Austin is a big fan of Witcher 3.
Yeah,
I enjoyed it, but I think I'll like Cyberpunk better since I like the Blade Runner future aesthetic more than the high fantasy magic of Witcher.
Totally understandable, dude.
It's been delayed so many fucking times, so hopefully this is the real one, and I'm not going to date myself even further.
What was it, 4 times? This shit was announced like 12 years ago.
This shit was announced 8 years ago. 2013 it was announced. It's been a long way coming.
I saw a comment on like the original announcement video that some guy was like, "This shit still isn't out." Like I finished college. I had 2 kids.
And the time it's been waiting since the announcement.
Yeah.
Well, Duke Nukem Forever was even longer ago. So.
And you know how good that came out. So,
yeah, we know that story. So, fingers crossed it's not going to be like that, but
I don't want to talk about Cyberpunk right now because I've purchased and have been playing Yakuza 7.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, please. I mean, we brought it up last episode. We might as well bring it up now. Tell me, how good is Yakuza 7?
Solid 8.5, maybe.
What?
Maybe a 9 on a good day.
Some people are saying it's like their favorite.
I'm referring back to Kiryu Rates Your Car.
Oh,
dude. The best joke of the last month.
All right, yeah, solid 8.5. Yo, you done it. I'll put that back in here.
Kiryu, that's a good... You're right. Sajima, you're right. 9.
I just got here. Wow. That guy's got a nice car. Kiryu, and Kiryu, I know, right?
Have you rated it yet?
Have you rated it yet? Okay.
It's so fucking
Actually,
funny.
what's good about Yakuza 7, because I don't know if I'll get it yet, but people seem to really like Ichiban, the main character.
Oh, my dude. Ichiban.
He's like a himbo, right? He's like dumb but nice.
You know what? Now that you say it, kinda. Yeah.
I didn't say that. Pat from the Castle Super Beast said that. And I was like, oh, really? Is that what that's his character? He's like a dumb, pretty boy that's nice.
I don't know if he's good enough. He's not good looking. I think he's supposed to look goofy.
He's kind of good looking for Yakuza.
Specifically, the funny thing, his hair is all fucked up. Like, and they show him when he was a younger Yakuza before he took his jail time. His obligatory Yakuza main character jail time.
Yeah, backstory. Yeah, I get it.
And he had like a really nice like 90s close perm, basically. And he got out and he's like, okay, well, I'm gonna get my hair done because I've been in prison for whatever the fuck.
He's never had his hair done for the entirety he was in prison.
Yeah, they shaved his head. It was just prison.
Yeah, of course.
So he gets out and he's like, I'm going to get that same perm. And it's just because it's 2019. They don't know how to do perms from the 90s. They fuck it up. And that's why his hair's like that.
Okay.
He's literally like, you've ruined me. How can I go out like this? And he just kind of keeps it.
He's like the guy from, he's like Yosuke from part 4 of JoJo. You fuck up his hair. It's like the end for him.
I've never watched any JoJo.
I know. I'm going to make some JoJo references, which you will not get because I know you've not seen any of it.
It's very fun to play. So it's very tight. I'm very happy with the game so far.
Before we wrap up the bullshit session, I wanted to mention a couple small things. We're not going to get political over the things that happened in 2020, but I will mention there was a dumpster fire of an election, and it was very funny that we got to see an orange man win the award for most losses in a single year. And we also got to see a disgusting, melting old man do a press conference at Four Seasons Total Landscaping.
Yeah.
I want those things to be in our podcast. I just want to mention
hold
that.
on. Did you see Rudy's, his fucking defense or whatever?
Yeah,
the court thing?
The lady he brought on to be his witness.
Yeah.
Wow, she's just like a drunk aunt. She's so bad.
Yeah. She's very bad. And
I think he tried to get her to stop. Like, please, you're making this worse.
And then Rudy let out a wet fart into the mic.
A single witness.
The other lady saw it.
I have to play Rudy farting.
And then you have the one lady who said something about all Chinese people looking the same. Some bullshit like that.
Oh, no. Oh, God. It was very funny.
Truly, 40% of Republicans think the election was fake, dude.
Yeah, spoiler alert, Joe Biden won president.
Joe Biden, spoiler alert, it's not, sorry.
But, I also want to put in the clip from Scary Godmother where the kids are screaming, Recount!
Recount!
Yeah, because literally the week after we watched Scary Godmother, that happened. And that clip aged like fine wine, let me tell you.
I'm glad I sent that to you. I knew you'd appreciate it.
It's good. Now we'll get into the actual Scott talk. Sorry for the bullshit session, but it's been a while since I've even heard from Austin, so I wanted to get some good stuff in here.
Yeah, it's been a minute. We didn't get to hang out so much because I've been traveling around and all.
Yeah, you've been traveling, stuck in New York. I've been looking for work, and I found it. So.
And you've been busy with work too, yeah.
Yeah, I got a regular ass 9-to-5 job, so good for me.
We need to arrange another movie night or something because Christmas movies are my bread and butter, my dude.
Oh, you said we were going to watch the Rankin and Bass Christmas movies, right?
Rankin Bass, yeah.
I'm down with that. I like those.
Specifically, I want to show you the one you haven't seen that sucks ass that they released on the 2008.
Yeah, we'll watch that.
That one will be hilarious to watch with you.
Okay, what was it called?
I think it's the Miser Brothers Christmas.
The Miser Brothers Christmas. Is it recent or?
Yeah.
Wait a minute. Is it the one that aired on like ABC or something?
Yeah.
Okay, I've seen parts of it.
Look how awful it looks.
It's really bad. It looks terrible.
The villain in it is so fucking funny, dude. Me and you are gonna meme him to death.
I can't wait to see it. See the whole thing. Okay, so last episode, we went back in time to Jamaica, and we somehow found our way back after Jimmy the Robot stole our time machine. But we're back now.
We lived through it. We're in our 90s now.
Yeah, we lived through it. Now we're gonna talk about the Interrupters. This is a more modern band. A lot of people qualify them as ska punk. And we've covered a lot of those types of bands up until this point. Amy Allen, the lead singer, has been quoted as referring to it as unity music, or music that brings people together, and that's what ska is all about.
That sounds like something she would call it.
Yeah, it definitely brings people together. There's a lot of themes of that on this album, but we'll do the band biography first. So here we go. Origin story. I did my research. I just barely did it yesterday, so... Amy Allen met all three Bivona brothers, Kevin Bivona on guitar, and then the twins, Justin and Jesse, on bass and drums, respectively. They look identical. They're definitely twins. In 2009, they were touring with their previous band, Telecasters, and Amy was a solo artist. They liked her work so much, they invited her to write songs with them. 2 years later, they formed the Interrupters, and they got an early start touring with Rancid and our boy Tim Armstrong.
Mm-hmm. Featuring on this album.
The man himself, yeah. They became best friends with him, and they've been best friends with Tim for like the past 10 years. Like, they worked on his group/solo collaborative project where he released a song like every day for a year. It's a lot of music, let me tell you. But in 2014, they released their self-titled debut album, which did not break any Billboard charts, but it did make the top 100 on iTunes, which is something for 2014. Pretty good.
Yeah, pretty good.
This band loves touring, dude. They toured so much for like 2 years straight after just releasing their first album. Like, they weren't even that successful, but they just loved playing for people, and they still do. They played along people like the Boss Tones, Less Than Jake, Big D and the Kids Table, and Real Big Fish. And they followed up that release with a better album in 2016, Say It Out Loud, which did hit the Billboard Heatseekers, Independent, Rock, and Vinyl lists, but not the overall top 200. which is a shame. They toured really hard after that one. They did the entire Vans Warped Tour in summer 2016, the whole thing. And then they did their first U.S. Headliners Tour in 2017, where they got to actually headline instead of just playing with other people. And then June 2018, we started a podcast, and then very soon after, they released their third full album, Fight the Good Fight, with the hit single, She's Kerosene. Peaking at number 4 on the alternative charts, number 2 on the independent albums, and guess what? They hit 141 on the Billboard 200. They cracked it, dude.
You win.
This is by far the most successful release that we've had recently on the podcast. And it took us 2 years before we finally got around to talking about it. I'm sorry it took so long.
It's basically the reason that we're talking about them today at all.
We've had a lot to talk about, and this has been in our back pocket for the entire time we've been doing the show. So we're doing it now. The album was produced and written alongside Tim Armstrong. He has writing credits on every single song except tracks 5 and 6, which we'll get to. I didn't have much to say about the individual members aside from that, but here are a couple fun facts. Amy actually recorded backing vocals for our boy Lee Scratch Perry, who we talked about our last episode on his 2008 album Repentance. She's got a connection to the people we talked about last episode, which is crazy. Kevin Bivona is in a band called The Transplants alongside Tim Armstrong, as well as frequently often referenced drummer Mr. Travis Barker of the Aquabats and Nothing Else fame.
Of Nothing Else. We don't know
Nothing else.
for anything else.
And lastly, the Interrupters also have a very popular cover in their pocket. They did a cover song. They covered Billie Eilish's Bad Guy. And that got played in the Netflix show Umbrella Academy, which I have not watched it yet, but people seem to like it.
Huh. Okay.
I've been too busy watching Barry and stuff on HBO Max, so I haven't watched a lot of Netflix stuff.
The only thing I can note that I caught Amy as a guest vocalist in another band completely by accident. A song I really found to like. It's from a band called the Barstool Preachers. I think they're British. It's called Choose My Friends, but she guest voiced in it. It's unmistakable. She's a bit like she's a bit like Monique Powell in that once you hear her, it's like you know who it is basically. Like she's got a voice that you remember.
I was gonna say that, and I will bring it up as we talk about more of the episodes. But one of her biggest influences that I read in an interview that makes perfect sense is Joan Jett. She sounds very similar to Joan Jett. And I can totally get where she's coming from with a lot of these songs, especially track 2 and another one. I want to say, she reminds me of somebody else in a later track, but track 2 is definitely the Joan Jett thing. This one sounds pretty cool, actually. I like the video for this, too.
It's real good, my man.
Barstool Preachers. This is pretty cool. All right, anyway. I want to talk about Fight the Good Fight. So let's talk about track 1.
Title holder.
Fight like a title holder. Stand like a champion. Live like a warrior. And never let them break you down. Fight like a title holder. Stand like a champion. Live like a warrior. And never let them break you down.
Placeholder. Title holder.
Title holder. Placeholder?
I want to point out there are no actual horn players in this band. They got 2 people, a trombonist and a trumpet player, to come in for a couple of these songs. One of which, the trombonist, is Ruben Durazo. I do not know what else he is in.
That is a name. That is a good
name, though. And the trumpeter is Gary Bivona, who I can only assume is their father or maybe their uncle of the brothers, because he has music credits dating back to the late 80s, early 90s, which is like 30 years ago. So, and his picture he looks pretty old. So I'm going to say, yeah, they brought in another relative to do the horns, and they're good. They have good horns on this one. What do you think about the track itself? I'll ask you first.
Title holder?
Yeah.
It's another one of those things where it's like when you first talk about the first song of the album, you start to talk about things about the song which will become apparent throughout the band as a whole.
Let's get these out of the way now, then.
So, like, Title Holder, I think has it's got, like, good instrumentation, and the supporting vocals are pretty strong. A lot of these songs have really good supporting vocals from the band itself.
Yes, the boys are great backup vocalists. I will point that out now, and they throw those in anytime, any chance they get in any song. It's got a catchy horn line.
That's really catchy horn line.
Yeah, it does a good job of getting people jumping up for the first song on the album.
There are 2 things with this band that I'm going to say really makes them shine when they do it. They don't always do it, which is part of the problem, but with this song specifically, like Title Holder, you got really tight lyricism that feels great when the momentum is high. I'm all about momentum. I like really good lyricism. And of course, I'm hugely biased for group singing.
We'll get to that. There's one of those.
There's Jimmy. Hey.
Yeah, I'll put it in. Don't worry.
We'll call you back, Jimmy, for song number 5.
This song leads to the main theme of the overall album, which is encouraging people to keep fighting, never give up, get back up anytime you're knocked down. This comes back more often than not, and there's good songwriting on the album as a whole. But this one, it's just okay. It's decent opening track.
Yeah,
it does the job.
Here's my main thing. It's like the lyricism is good. It's tight. The momentum is good. The instrumentation is bouncy, which is what I also love. A nice bouncy like foundation on a ska song like this. This band really likes to pick a theme for a track, and more often than not, when they pick a theme, they commit to it, and it's a really nice way of just like, even if the song isn't great, like you get the feeling of the song, like it really captures the theme they're going for, and I think Title Holder does that really well. That's
true. I will agree with that. I think it's not so much being single-minded as it is like just committing to a bit.
It creates an atmosphere.
Yeah, it creates an atmosphere around individual songs that help them stand out, so you're not really like getting tracks that seem the same in a row, which is good. I like that a lot. I prefer variety over having like consistency over a whole album, every song kind of like blending together. I don't really like that.
And I think what we'll find is when we go through the album here is when they can't commit to a bit for some reason, that's when they start feeling a little weaker and a little more samey.
I was going to say about this one, I personally think the instrumentals on the chorus is kind of boring. It doesn't really do much for me.
I think that's a fair thing to say. The reason why it doesn't bother me personally is that when it gets to the chorus, I think it's completely fine to be totally focused on Amy's, main chorus.
And the woo-woos.
I love the woo-woos.
The woo-woos. The woo-woos are great.
But Monique's Title Holder, like when it focuses in on her, again, if you're picturing the theme of it, and she's she's a boxer in the ring, basically, it's like you got the spotlight on you, like you're giving a performance.
There is a video for this, so we can show the lyric video where they're dancing.
So it's like that whole thing where it's like the chorus focuses in on the vocalist entirely. I've got no problem with that whatsoever. I think it aids the theme. It aids to the atmosphere they're trying to build with it.
It doesn't help it stand out though, which is what I look for in an opening track. Like, I love strong openers, and this is an opener. It does its job, so that's great, and it's short.
I can't argue with that.
The best thing I can say about the album is that it's tightly written. It's 31 minutes. It doesn't really feel like it's wasting time.
It's total whiplash compared to the last episode we did.
Yeah, exactly, which is why I'm glad you suggested this in comparison, because we're going to breeze through this one. This is going to be a short episode.
Yeah, so I think I can't, deny this is not as strong as a start as maybe like what Ruskaha starts their albums with.
Ruskaya, yeah. Hey,
so this ain't the same.
Look, okay, we talked about that. We did Ruskaya already. So does this make your top 5?
No.
Okay, it doesn't for me either. There we go. Title Holder is an opener, and it starts the album, and it gives us some of those themes that we're going to be talking about throughout the album, and that's serviceable. That's the word I'll use.
I think it's a song which really captures the theme. It's got a lot of really good elements about it, but nothing that really like reaches the dramatic heights we've seen from other bands.
Yeah.
But I could still picture this being somebody's favorite song, and I could picture it being on people's like motivation playlists, which is totally fine. It's totally what it's made for.
You are right, Austin. And being right is the opposite of being wrong. Track 2 is called So Wrong.
You were right and I was so wrong. I was weak and you were so strong. Now that the damage is done, you were right and I was so...
That might be the worst one we've had.
No, we've had worse segues. that was not a good one, I'll say that, but... Let's talk about this song, because I like the start of this. The instant I heard it start, it immediately reminded me of the Burnout 3 soundtrack, which is great. I love an early 2000s racing game soundtrack. It's very punky. It's got great guitars. It's got her Joan Jett voice, which I mentioned earlier. we can tell that she's a big fan of her from this track. Did you get that feeling too, or is it just me?
I'm not as familiar with Joan Jett.
Okay, well, I'm sure you've heard, some of her work before.
Possibly. I'm not placing it, sorry.
You're not placing Joan Jett?
No.
Okay, well, I'll just, I'll bring you out back after the episode and show you something.
Bring your out back and do what things usually happen out back.
Yeah. I pull out my phone and show Joan Jett on the phone.
Yeah.
Yes, that's her, right there.
And then I shoot you with the rifle.
Yeah, you shoot me. Yeah.
So, I don't love the theme for this one. Like,
no?
It's totally self-preference, but yeah, I don't love it.
The theme of this song seems to be written about Amy's abusive father, seemingly repenting and apologizing for his actions and behavior, which I think is a neat idea for a song, but I don't think it translates into a good overall song. It's not particularly great. It doesn't stop my enjoyment of the album in any way. It just feels like a transitional piece, going from title holder from this to the next one. It feels like this needed to be something different in between to balance those out, but I don't think it's great.
I don't love it either. There's some good stuff. Like, again, the backing vocals on this are very good again. The boys are giving it their all with the backing on this one for sure.
Always, yeah. We're gonna mention that a lot. I mean, wait till we get to track 5. Oh, spoiler.
Without the context, I didn't have the context knowing the song.
Yeah, if you look up the lyric, other people have mentioned this before, but yeah, Amy's had an abusive relationship with her father where he hit her and neglected her and took her music away. The bad things you don't want to happen to a young woman. But Amy herself is, being a good role model here. She's showing, that it's kind of shaped her who she is, but she's not afraid to, talk about it and, stand up for other people who might be going through the same things, which is showing up later in this album, too.
It's admirable. It's definitely the kind of person she is, for sure. Without the context, though, it doesn't, the theming is just odd without context, for sure.
Sorry, yeah, let's get your perspective on this.
When there's no context whatsoever, it just feels like I was placing it like just a friend relationship. Literally just like, I know I was an asshole about something, so it's like I was so wrong, and then she just has a repentant 3-minute musical about it, and it seems weird. I don't know.
Is it? I thought this one was 2:30. How long is this one?
It feels like 4 minutes to me, sadly.
It's 2:32.
So Wrong might be my least favorite song on the album. I just
really this is your least favorite?
It's got some good stuff in it, but it's just my own personal preference and things.
I mean, it doesn't make my top 5 at all, but it's.
Yeah.
I have another one that I think is way weaker than this.
I like the band at its best when the theme is really cohesive and the momentum is kicking. So it's I want it to be fast and tight with really good atmosphere. And I don't like the atmosphere of this song, and it's too slow for my liking.
It's very punky, and maybe you're not really a huge fan of that.
I think the problem.
Punk,
I think the problem is that it's not punk enough, dude.
It's not punk enough, he says. Okay.
The song gives me the impression, and this is an impression I get from other songs, especially near the end of the album, that Amy is just a really goody two shoes. She screams like born again Christian, and it kind of it makes me not believe when they try to go harder punk, and it's I want them to go really there. It's I don't.
We're gonna talk about that. I'm so glad you brought that up, because I'm gonna say something similar later in the album when Amy doesn't fully commit to something, and I give her shit for it. So, but right now, I think she's good, and I think she's channeling Joan Jett, and I think this song is pretty good. Not in my top 5.
I think it's exactly like Title Holder again. For you heard something in it that could make it more admirable too. For me, it doesn't work. But there are definitely people out there who are going to hear this. Maybe they're born again Christians who are going to hear this song,
right? And
are going to be like, "Hell yeah, this is going in my my quiet contemplation playlist." And they're going to,
"Hell yeah, dude."
And it's that's cool, that's fine, but it just doesn't work for me.
So you want to move on to the next one then? Are we done with She's So Wrong? Neither of us put it on our top 5.
No one did.
So hey, we'll get on to the most played song on the entire podcast.
Yeah, I would guess that. Is this really?
Yeah, we played this song, I want to count 4 times? This will be the 5th. So 5 times we've played She's Kerosene.
I'm a match, she kerosene. You know she gonna burn down everything. She an arsonist in her pastime. And I've been burned for the last time.
Actually played on the podcast.
Yes,
okay.
Actually played.
First, I thought you meant this is the most popular song we've ever covered on the podcast. I don't know. I was like, Pump Your Brakes.
No, that can't be right. But most played, as in I've played it the most times.
It's a good song. We can't deny that. I don't doubt that this is on both of our top 5s.
I won't even pretend like this isn't the best song on the album, because it kind of is. It's super catchy. The drums are bombastic. The bass line is perfect. This song sounds clearer and crisper than any other production on the whole album.
Yeah.
I don't know if they had more time in the studio, but it works.
This song is this is what I said. It's the strengths of the band being done perfectly in sync. You've got great theming and atmosphere. You've got tight lyricism. You've got great momentum.
Got some of the best backing vocals in the whole album.
Great backing vocals. And
got some oohs and some
yeah. You've got a relatable theme that everyone deals with, and it's done in a way where you can believe like Amy has like proper feeling behind it. It's not.
It's a song about a failing relationship.
Yeah.
It's got fire metaphors. Oh, everyone can relate to that.
Exactly. Yeah. It's when you've got a song like this where you're dealing with, I don't know how, it's something about ska music really. When you have a song about shitheads and people who are bad, it's when the music is better.
The songwriting is really tight.
You need angry, bitter feelings. Right. That makes good ska music.
And this one's what? This one's 2:50, so it's, again, like, just under the 3-minute mark is really fucking solid. So, as much as I might gush more about other songs on this album, or at least 2 other ones I can think of, this is still the number 1 on the record for me.
That's your number 1 out of 5?
It's just the best. It's the best song on the record. It's the best produced. It's the best. It had the most thought and care put into it. I just think it's the toppest quality. I have to put it at number 1. It's just the highest quality.
I can't deny it. It adds another to my list of like bands who put like their obvious hit song for the album on like the 3rd track.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, I mean it got the most radio play. It got them the most attention they've probably ever received. And for good reason. It's a great fucking song.
It's a really good one. You can't.
So
there's no denying.
Does this make your top? Where does this land on your top? I'm just gonna assume it's on your top 5.
Obviously, yeah. It's got. It's at my top 3 though. Number 3.
Number 3. Okay, that's still really good.
I liked 2 other songs on this album better.
I am excited to get to one that I loved upon hearing instantly. I will bring that up later.
I'm excited. I want to see that one.
Because even She's Kerosene, I had to warm up to. I didn't love it instantly. But in comparison to everything else on the album, this is the best.
You had to warm up to those fire metaphors?
Yeah, I had to pour gasoline on myself. Light a match!
The lyricism is good. Do you
want to do the segue
argue.
for this next one? Because I can't think of one for this one.
Another game that's releasing soon is Watch Dogs Legion, which is made by Ubisoft, who make Assassin's Creed, and you can do a leap of faith in it. Anyway, a track for Leap of Faith.
That was good.
Let me cough directly into the mic.
Yeah, directly into the mic. In my fucking ear hole, dude. I'm going to turn that up in editing.
Yeah, the awkward joke. Can you just splice in Rudy Giuliani farting to the
Yeah, I can do that. Alright, so this Leap of Faith is I wrote a dark 2-tone song. That's what I wrote. The music style seems like it would be upbeat, and the lyrics sort of are. It's got some cool hey hey heys, and even it has a pick it up. There's a pick it up in here.
Yeah,
and it's
this has a proper. This is. I have an interesting thought about this one. Actually.
Go ahead.
Again, we have a theme, and the theme is executed, which we like to see that.
We like that. The royal we.
This song feels like what might happen if the specials had kept going into the modern times.
Right? I was gonna say this is very in the style of the specials.
It's extremely Ghost Town inspired. I can just sense it. And that's not a bad thing. It's not good. A bad thing. It's very good. Here's with really great theming from this band, it feels like something that could be used in other media so well. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, like I said, fucking one of their songs has gotten fucking the TV show. I don't see why this couldn't.
Every one of their songs with amazing theming, like Title Holder, Kerosene, any of these could be brilliant in something else. They're just capture an atmosphere so well.
I also want to bring up the sweet trombone solo, because even though Ruben is not a member of the band, he fucking did a real good job on this track.
Yeah, we have supporting vocals, but we even got a duet line in this.
Yeah, You hear Kevin a lot in here, actually. He sings really well. He's a good singer for being the guitarist.
Leap of Faith is great. Is it your top 5 anyway?
It's very close. It did not make my top 5, but I'd probably put it at 6 or 7. I do have one problem with it I wanted to point out. In the verses, I feel like there are a few it's a little too wordy. It's got shoved. A lot of words are just kind of crammed in there, trying to shove them into short time windows so they can get to the chorus, which is just, leap of faith, leap of faith.
I get it.
And that's why it's the longest song on the album at 3 minutes and 16 seconds. It's not even really that long, but it's the longest, and it feels like it because of the choruses and because the verses are just kind of, chock full. And I'm over here thinking, like, why say lot word when few words do trick?
See, I get it, but I disagree. I think I'm someone who hates it when it's like every single word is delivered at like the perfectly metered time that you would expect for the song. So when Amy can, vary the texture of how she delivers the lyricism, I think that adds a lot more interesting, it gives you something better to bite onto with the music. So I hate it when it's just like, oh, the lyrics go da 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 da, and then you get the chorus or whatever. So it's like if she wants to like break it up and syncopate a little differently, like I'm all down for that.
But I do like the chorus, and I feel like this style of sound resonated with me a lot. I was surprised to hear it on this record, and I liked it a lot. So it didn't make my top 5, but it came real close. I really like Leap of Faith a lot.
Yeah, I'm right with you too. I think I would have put it at about a 6.
Okay. That's solid. That's really good for a track that I didn't even expect would be on this record. I did not see it coming. So that's good. So track 5, this is the one. Got Each Other.
If you are alone tonight, you can come with us. If you don't have friends or family or people that you trust, we will be your confidants, your sisters and your brothers. We don't have much, but we got each other. We don't have much, but we got each other.
Through all the years I've known you, Kyle, I know we've always got each other.
That's it. We've known each other for many years. I'm sure we've mentioned it, I think, briefly on the podcast, but we've known each other since, 2013?
I think so.
I think it's been that long, yeah.
A little earlier than that, maybe even. About that time.
Maybe? Yeah, no, it couldn't have been 2012.
I think you're right.
I was doing something else at the time.
2013 was the year.
2013. So, we got each other. This song is about unity, working together as a group. This one is not co-written by Tim Armstrong. I want to point that out. It's co-written by Rancid, and Tim sings on it, but so does Matt Freeman and Lars Fredriksson. They get a verse to themselves, and they all sing on the chorus.
They sound great.
Everyone. This is literally Austin's favorite thing in the world.
It is. It's exactly. Jimmy, come back. Jimmy, come over here and say the thing. Jimmy! Jimbo, come here.
I've captured Jimmy's voice in a little jar, and I'm going to open it up whenever I want. Got Each Other is group singing the song, and I'm sure Austin, where is it? Where is it on the top 5? Is it number 1?
Hold on. The way you just said it reminded me of Justin RPG. Sorry.
Wait, what? What did I say?
You said got each other.
Got each other.
Got each other.
Got each other. Stomach alone. I don't want to bring that up on the podcast. Nobody's gonna know what we're talking about.
I do. My God.
What's the one where he's like sitting underneath the thing? What is that? What was he under?
There's so many of them like that.
There's so many. He can't pick. He can't pick one.
It doesn't narrow it down. Not even by a little bit.
Look, all right. Tell me why you like Got Each Other. It's not a top 5 for me. I'll say that right now. It is the most unified song on the album.
Okay.
Everyone in the band sings on it. It's fun.
Let me recover.
That's all I can say, but it's not my top 5. It's pretty good.
I'll note one song this reminds me of, unintentionally maybe, Lobster Bucket from Lobster Bucket from the Aquabats.
Pull them down.
They have the Aquabats do their funny voices on that one, and with Rancid's guest vocals on this one, where they're all very different and hilarious.
Yeah,
it's kind of similar, where they all get their spotlight. They get their spotlight line. Definitely a pace breaker, especially after Leap of Faith. Admittedly and knowedly, I am biased towards group singing. Yes, thank you, Jimmy.
Yeah, speak into the microphone when you admit. All right, the court needs to hear it.
I've written that I'm biased, but also I can't deny that it's extremely simple.
Okay.
This song does the opposite of what I like in Leap of Faith that you don't like, which is the lyrics tend to hit very predictably. Mm-hmm. And it's kind of boring. It kind of treads on a little bit.
Yeah, I didn't say that in so many words, but I agree.
So it could have been shorter, or it could have been made more interesting. But I get that this was like a collab song, basically, which might have meant that with everybody's busy schedules, they didn't want to make it too complex.
I'm just thinking about Tim not writing this one, but getting his band to write it.
It is my number 5.
It's your number 5.
It's too fun. I could not place it because of the group singing.
All right, there it is, ladies and gentlemen.
It's still a fun song.
Say
it's
the
not
line, Bard!
Here's the thing, though, is like, this song is not technically a great song. It's not technically even a particularly good song.
So why does it make your top 5?
Because I picture singing it in person at a show where everybody knows it.
Right, your favorite thing.
My favorite thing, a happy place. Oh. Fucking dumb baby enjoying stuff, dummy, stupid. You like group singing, you like companionship, and fucking having a tribe, dummy.
I'm excited about talk about the next one though, because I feel like it pairs really well with this song. Track 6, Broken World. Fun fact about this one, it was co-written by Billy Joe Armstrong of Green Day fame.
Okay.
Yeah, they were touring with the Interrupters, and he pulled Amy and Kevin aside after a show and said, hey, I have an idea for an Interrupter song. And he played the riff on the guitar, and they took to it immediately. And I can see why. I really like the riff on this one. It's another song about unity, but this one's more about rallying people to come together as opposed to everyone already being together, which is what the last track about. This one's about getting people to come together in the first place.
Yeah.
And it has my favorite riff. It has one of my favorite riffs alongside a pretty good chorus, and it really reminds me of the Boss Tones. This song is very similar to the Boss Tones style of music, which is a good sign.
It's a really good song.
What do you think about it?
There's some good like ska keyboards. I love it when we get some like ska keyboards in it.
Yes. Kevin is on keys on this one. Yep.
That's what we love. I love piano playing, and that's what I love about Tokyo Ska Paradise Orchestra. Is that piano playing on that in that band is like mental.
Dude, fucking keyboards on. I don't think anyone's bested them yet.
No, those boys are too talented.
In terms of ska bands, I think those keyboards on Tokyo Ska Paradise Orchestra are my favorite.
They're too powerful.
They're too powerful. They're in triple S tier, dude.
This theme and the instrumentation is very ska. Like, this is very core ska.
Which I think is funny because they didn't come up with the sound of it.
I know.
You know?
Apparently Green Day is the one.
Yeah, Billy Joe thought of it. He was like, hey man, I have an idea for a song, but it's not a Green Day song. I have an idea for your band.
This is too ska for Green Day.
Exactly. Yeah, that's what he thought. I have an idea for a song, but I can't play it in my band. It won't make sense. So you write it.
I do have to say that I do not find the song terribly memorable.
Oh, okay.
But it's partially down to something I mentioned before about Amy's ability to commit to a certain thing. And it's combined with the kind of natural difficulty that one has in writing political music.
Yeah, okay. There's another one of those later.
It can be difficult to write a political song that has bite to it. You know, if you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Well, I'm a political boy. I've tried to write political music. It can be when you're trying to like lay out policy.
This is the most political album we've talked about so far, I think.
Yeah, like
it has at least like 4 songs.
Yeah, they're very overt in it.
About the political landscape in 2017, 2018.
Yeah, this album released in 2018, which was prime time for, calls for unity. The thing about it is that like I definitely picture Amy not being willing to literally fight people in the streets and all too willing to
She's
compromise.
all bark and no bite, is that what you're saying?
I'm saying that she's all too willing to compromise and not fight in the street, which is totally fine to be like that. But when you're doing political songs, I kind of want more of an authority zero.
You want them to go farther.
I want them to be kicking down doors. I want them to be lighting fires. I want authority 0. So it's
hard
like,
to tell because, I mean, do you risk sounding like unapproachable?
That's the thing. Too far? Yeah, that's the thing. Is like that's why I'm not calling it. That's why I'm not calling it bad or even wrong. It's just not for me. When I want a ska revolution song, I want it to have some bite to it.
Did this make your top 5?
No, it did not.
It snuck up on me. It ended up making my number 3, actually.
Okay.
I really ended up liking Broken World.
I put Kerosene at 3, so I mean.
Yeah, so we've covered we've touched a couple of ours now.
I'll take back non-memorable because it does have a good lick, like you said. It's got a decent guitar thing, and I do love those keys.
It's like one of my favorites on the album. I think it's really good. Even though Billy didn't actually play it on the album, he just has the writing credits, and then Kevin actually plays it.
I mean, it's cool to have like non-ska bands interact with ska bands in this way, and you know.
Speaking of non-ska, the next song is not a ska song either.
This one is Gave You Everything.
Yeah, track 7.
1, 2, 3, 4. It's an emergency. Call the police. You left me and abandoned the list. I don't know why you're gone. I walk these floors like a country song. Ooh.
This one eschews the ska sound entirely for a more punk-styled song about a breakup, and it's also the only other single released from this album. Mm-hmm. This one came out a year later in 2019, and it also managed to chart, meaning that people actually liked it to put it on the radio. I, however, feel like it falls a little flat. The chorus does not go hard enough on either the instrumental or the vocal parts. I don't feel the emotion that the lyrics are trying to convey here. Like, when she says, "Gave you everything," and just drops the rest of the energy from that bar, I feel like it's wasted potential. And boy, Austin, you know me, I fucking hate wasted potential in a band.
I
this
totally
song
get
could have been a winner, but I don't like it.
No, sir, I don't like it.
That's very interesting, dude. This is an interesting one. This is one of the first songs that kind of got me listening to the Interrupters.
Really?
And I'll admit, like, the theme on this one it hits home for me.
Oh, it's super relatable for you. Yeah, I know exactly what you're
so,
talking about. This is what you like for, in you know.
I do. I want a ska. This is a theme which I think is delivered adequately. Like I said,
about a breakup.
I'm with you in that it could have been delivered far better by Amy, but I don't think it was a total loss like some of the other songs.
I think it's in the bottom 3 for me.
But the theme resonates, and I like the lyricism a lot.
I'm not mad. I'm just disappointed.
It could have been better. It could have been better, for
really
sure.
Could have been better.
That's why it's only number 4 in my top 5.
Your comedic timing is getting better, dude. I like that. It's only number 4 in my top 5 after I just put it in my bottom 3. It's so funny. All right, so tell me what you like so much about it.
I like the lyrics. I like the theme. I think it's extremely relatable and it's very singable. So I love a song that I can sing to, and this is one that I can do that.
Do you think it deserves the single status?
Yeah, I think it's fine.
Would you have picked a different song over this?
I would have picked a different song over this on this album for sure as a single. But we'll get to it later. I'll mention it when we get to it. But this one I think works.
It works for you.
It's just too relatable.
Relatable.
It's one that I think works as a single better than any of the political songs will.
It's hashtag relatable.
But I do feel like proper emotion, and we're dealing with, again, like themes that I like in ska music, which is heartbreak and shitheads. So it's like that's what I want. I want bitter feelings in my ska music.
All right, I understand.
So it does it for me. I know you're mad that I put it in my top 5, but
I'm seething, Austin.
But it's not personal.
Track 8 is also not personal. That's the title. That's the title of the track. This is the song that I immediately loved on the record.
I thought it might be this one, dude.
It doesn't waste any time, but it's also very short. It's only 2 minutes and 5 seconds, and it's a damn shame, because I wanted to hear more songs like this on the album. I wanted to hear songs in this style. It's fun, it's catchy, it gets the job done, as they claim in the song about getting the job done. This is my number 2.
It's my number 2 as well.
It could have been my number 1. Thank you. All right, I'm glad we agreed right after that.
The only criticism I have on this song is that it's too short. The theme of this song is fucking clear. The lyricism is tight.
It's great.
The momentum is going. It's bouncy. It really captures the theme. When Amy, or not Monique, sorry. I'm getting my female. I'm getting my strong female vocalist mixed up. When Amy is going like hard on this one, when she can do a theme which is not from the first person perspective of Amy, I feel like she can deliver the theme almost better than she does as a first person narrator.
I hard agree. Personally, yeah, I agree. But that would also make your statements about So Wrong incorrect, because it's not from her perspective.
I'm not saying it's a rule.
Sorry, okay.
And again,
cover your tracks, Austin.
Out of context, there's no way for me to know that So Wrong is not from her perspective, which is part of the
Okay.
issue. Knowing the context, it helps So Wrong a little bit, honestly.
Okay, yeah.
But, not personal is just too fun. This is another one that's just, like, so good. And the backing helps a lot.
In a perfect world, this song is 3.5 minutes long. It has better production, a solo, and is the best song on the album.
This one inspired a song that I was writing.
Oh, really?
Do you remember I mentioned it in the song ideas section with the
It's
the
been a
third
while,
ranks?
dude, since I've even looked. I'm sorry.
Hold on, I'm sure I've got the lyrics written down. I'll take a look because I was like, I love this gangster theme that this song does.
If she's Kerosene, yeah, dude, the gangster theme's fucking great. I really wish we had more stuff like this. It's so funny. It kind of reminds me of the Slackers in a way too.
And I love the. I was playing Mafia 1 at the same time that I was.
Oh yeah,
that I
you
heard
were
the
playing
song.
that. That's right.
And it hit me at the same time. I was like, oh yeah, gangster song is the time. Yeah, it was a song that I was gonna call Hard Times, where I've got this chorus at the beginning about like being a gangster in like New York City specifically.
Yeah, that would have been fun.
Where I've got the lyrics up here. So it was like running smack on 4th Street, weed on the 9. It's all about the money and the time in the town without a dime. We try to use the system and not rock the boat. Big too many ripples, you're the one without a throat. So I was like, gangster music is fun.
I like that. That's pretty cool.
Gangster music is fun, dude.
I don't know how catchy that would be, but I like how it's written.
Well, I didn't sing it to the theme.
Well, obviously not. No,
I haven't written the song yet.
It's just lyrics on Outrage. But this song is so good, it inspires more people, and I want more people to
It's so good. Number 2
catch
easy
this one.
for both of
Fucking
us.
easy number 2. I wish this had more time and stuff in it to beat out She's Kerosene, but it's just not quite there. But easy number 2. Not personal. I love this song.
We've gotten your top 3 already.
Yeah, yeah.
And I've only announced 3, 5, or 3, 5, 4, and 2, I guess. So I've gotten most of mine out there already.
Really? Yeah, you did, huh? You still haven't picked the number 1.
Yeah, which one of the last 4 is it going to be, Kyle? I wonder.
Well, the next song is the most political, so I can take a guess, but it's also the actual shortest song on the record. It's Outrage.
Your eyes are glued to the news. They say there's 2 sides, you better choose. A civil war, then what you're fighting for. The ones in power who always want more.
How do you feel about this? Outraged?
No, I don't feel outraged about it. It is a song about the political landscape in 2018. I said in my notes, I'm sure Austin appreciates this kind of songwriting,
Sometimes foreshadowing is relatively obvious.
but I appreciate it more as a fun, guitar-oriented track. It has the best solo on the whole album, in my opinion. I love the solo on this song.
It's got the best solo, yeah.
I really like Amy's like screaming build-up at the
Yeah.
very beginning and before the last chorus. I said it was a great track, and it's my number 4.
I'm surprised, frankly.
Cracks my top 5. I wish it was okay, I actually don't wish it was longer. I think it's perfectly fine how short it is now.
Here's my thing. You got me completely wrong.
Is that right?
I don't feel outraged. I feel nothing for this song.
That's funny.
Like I said, I can like political music, but I don't like Amy's.
Turns out I can't read Austin at all. I've known him for 7 years. I don't know anything about him.
I don't like Amy's political music.
Okay.
It doesn't. I don't
Wow.
like it when she does it.
Don't understand why you even picked this album. If you don't even... I thought the reasons you picked this album are completely different.
Just a reminder, kids. I picked this album very quickly at the last end because I forgot to pick it before the show
It's
started.
just a reminder, kid, because I didn't think about it at all.
Yeah, totally my bad. But
Go ahead. Well, I wasn't gonna pick this one, so...
I've got a real killer for the next one, dude. You'll love it.
Yeah, Happy Scarlet That's your real killer, Austin.
Well, that's a special. I ain't counting that as my next
You
choice.
picked it! You picked it, it counts!
Fucking asshole. Okay, Merry Christmas, bitch. Anyway,
Yeah, take me out back and shoot me.
now I'm outraged.
Okay, so do you have anything good to say about it at all? Obviously, it doesn't make your top 5 then.
There are good things to say. But making this kind of song can be really hard, and it doesn't work for me. I don't think Monique has the kind of emotional...
You said Monique again, you fuck!
Damn it!
You cocky cock!
Amy Allen is her name.
Amy.
Interrupting is her game.
I don't think she's got the follow-through for a song like this. For political songs that would appeal to me, I don't think she's got the follow-through for it.
All right.
I don't love the lyrics that are chosen. I think the chorus could be better. The only...
You don't like that? You don't like the backing vocals on this?
The backing vocals are okay. They're just fine.
Okay.
I like Amy's. I like Amy's kind of casual in the chorus. I think that's good. But I don't... It's like when I want a political song, I want like something I can like... I want like an anthem. I want an anthem I can like really march to. I want something I can like really be fired up for action. But like...
Yeah, this doesn't really hit that.
I just get like tempered lib out of everything, and it's like I don't want tempered lib. I want angry left. That's what I want.
Tempered lib.
I don't want a ska anthem about peacefully marching for change. I want something about lighting a cop car on fire and like throwing bricks at rich people's heads. That's what I want when I want angry ska music. You're
canceled, Austin. You're canceled. I'm sorry. Live on the podcast.
They found out I'm the president of Antifa.
Mr. Antifa.
I'm Mr. Antifa. The A in my name stands for Antifa.
Austin Antifa.
It was very confusing to the people in the birthing room.
Yeah, wait a minute. Antifa's a guy? It's one guy? Yeah, it's me. The whole time.
It was me. We're actually very organized.
It's my top 4. I really like Outrage, personally.
It's too weak for me. I literally called it half-baked in my notes.
I love the guitar, though. Like, you gotta admit, Kevin's guitar work is really good on this.
I won't deny Kevin knows what he's... There are some glimmers in here. Again, the reason why I feel nothing to Outrage on the song is that it's like you. I hate wasted potential.
Oh, okay. You feel this one's a waste of potential. Oh, it is kind of short. You can be left wanting more if this was actually, in a perfect world.
In a perfect world.
This was, the kind of song that you wanted it to be. This would feel like wasted potential, but I like it how it is, personally. I'm kind of in the opposite mind. You know what song I feel absolutely nothing about? I feel nothing about the next song, Rumors and Gossip, track 10.
Can be so vicious. A friend turned to a malicious witness. Ain't got no time for the Judas kisses. It's like the loyalty never existed.
We don't get a break right after the last track. It just immediately starts with another guitar-driven intro. And this track does not leave as strong as an impression as the previous song. It feels like it's written for people who care a lot about what other people say about them. I really just don't relate to this at all.
I get you.
And I think the backing vocals are some of the weakest on the whole album, which is a shame because I love the backing vocals everywhere else. This song I am tempted to call a skip. This is the weakest track on the whole album. It's nothing. I feel nothing listening to this.
The weakest track, huh?
Yeah, I feel Rumors and Gossip is so just weak.
It's my number 1 song.
What?
It's my number 1 on the album.
You're fucking with me.
You're just fucking with me.
No, it's the one.
How could... What?
This is my favorite song on there.
Complete opposite on this one. Literally polar opposites. I'm on the negative side of the magnet and you're on the positive.
We still have Not Personal at number 2, the both of us.
How did we get here? Wait, Rumors and... You're not fucking with me. Rumors and Gossip is your number 1 on the album.
I'm not fucking with you. This is my number 1 song on the album.
This is my least favorite and I called it a skip. I wanted it to be left off the album because it just did nothing for me. What could this possibly do for you?
Again, like, you think it's like the last song. I didn't like the last song whatsoever. So it's like I was fine with the momentous guitar opener. I think it's fine. I like it.
Okay.
And I don't personally resonate with the theme of I care too much about what people think about me or whatever. But I do understand and can relate to the idea of just like having shitty people around you who
are like backstabbers and are like looking for a chance to talk about you.
Part of the reason why is that I can definitely tell Amy has had to deal with this, so it's like I can feel genuine emotion in this one. I can feel that she is selling the theme genuinely because it's authentic.
I really just don't get it. I've never made it a point to surround myself with people who would talk shit in the first place.
Yeah, it's unfortunately like sometimes I didn't get the opportunity to not do that.
That's fair, yeah.
But it's interesting because it's like this is the first song where Amy literally talks about like doing violence to people, where she's like, I will literally punch you in the face, and I believe it.
Yeah, punch you in the face. She threatens it.
I believe it, and I like that.
This is what you've been waiting for.
This is what I want. So it's like we've got a good, like, relatable and authentic feeling in this one, which I like. The momentum is up, which I also like. We've got good energy. The music and guitars are finally woke up and are doing something.
Are we playing?
And we even have like interesting percussion texture where the drummer is like shaking in all kinds of interesting stuff. Like we have like sand rattlers and things in here that we didn't get in other songs.
Yeah.
And again,
I can see that.
We've got some pretty tight lyricism. It feels like it's higher energy, like more effort went into this one. This is the one I would have done as the single. This is one I would have done as a release I would have done this one instead of Gave You Everything, where I had to say.
My God, I'm in the complete opposite. This song is so repetitive and boring. It means nothing to me. I don't get why this would ever be. This is up there with You Gave Me Everything in terms of, I Gave You Everything in terms of being like, this means absolutely nothing to me. I don't think it sounds that great. I think it blends together. It's not very interesting to listen to, and the lyrics aren't as the good songwriting as other stuff. I thought Outrage was better than this. Wow. I feel like a negative Nancy. I don't mean to be. I'm not trying to be. I just don't get it.
Yeah, I don't know. It could just come. It's the other thing with this is that it's like I don't think it's preference mixed with the fact that I feel like the interrupters are terribly inconsistent in a way.
Well, the previous albums before this were definitely less consistent. I'll say that.
They're inconsistent, but they're never like as bad as you would expect them to be. Just they never get as high as they could be either.
This isn't terrible. This is certainly not like hot garbage, worst album ever because one song is not that great. Like, come on, the album itself is fucking fantastic. But
I think it's a good album, but I just think like overall, like it feels like wasted potential is the term for it.
It's better than Sponge.
Yeah.
That's the thing, though. Less skips than Sponge.
Is that this is wasted potential, and how much potential did Sponge have to begin with?
No, come on. Oh man.
I like the Sponge album.
He's gonna hear us one day, man. He's gonna break through our door one day and be like, you guys have been talking shit for so fucking damn long.
I invited Mr. Sponge to come to Mr. Antifa's house for an interview, and he didn't respond to me by email. So.
Well, yeah, he saw your name, a.antifa@gmail.com.
This is weird.
Don't actually email that. It's not real.
Try though.
So, all right, that one's out of the way. We got 2 left. We got track 11, Be Gone.
Kyle definitely wants the last song to be gone.
Yeah, the last song I didn't really like, but I like this one. It took 11 tracks, Austin, to get a good bass line opener. None of the other songs opened with a strong bass line until this one.
Yeah, I don't disagree with that.
It's kind of surprising.
I've got some problems here and there, but I do. Again, we've got a high BPM, which is what this band really does well when the music is really kicking the speed.
Yes, I agree. This one reminds me of No Doubt the most. I think Amy channels Gwen Stefani a lot in some of these vocals in this song.
Okay.
And there's a spacey breakdown towards the end too. And the keyboards are great on this song. I like this one a lot, and it did actually sneak into my top 5. It is my number 5. I really like Be Gone.
That ain't too bad.
Devil be gone. Devil be long gone, gone.
It's got a really solid chorus lyric for sure.
It really sounds like No Doubt. It's kind of surprising at how much it sounds like it, but it's good. I like it a lot. I mean, the instrumental's fucking great. Amy's vocals are great. I wanted to put it lower, but it snuck into my top 5.
It's got stuff I like. It's got the momentum, and we also get some lyrical like syncopation and difference in speed because the verses are fast, but the lyrics are...
Her and Kevin work really well together on this. I think this is the best song where they work like in unison.
Yeah, we get fast verses, but the chorus really slows down, which I kind of like.
Yeah,
The only thing I have negative really to say about it is it comes down to my personal preferences again, and the fact that Amy really comes off as like a born again goody two shoes.
Right. I think it works though for this. I mean, I'm not agreeing with you, but I think that style works for this song, obviously.
And like I'm saying, it's not like a bad song. It's just my own personal preference of not liking that kind of specific look. That's it.
Yeah, I mean, personal preference, I hated the last one, so.
Yeah.
But this one's stuck into my number 5, so.
Yeah.
I mean, you're done with your top 5, so we only have one track to go. Both of us are done our top 5, actually. There you go. So we only have the last track.
I want to see Amy punching people in the face rather than, praying in an altar. That's just the way I like it.
Well, personal preference, which one of those things embodies more actual character strength,
I don't care about character strength. This is a ska song.
That's a sentence. That's a sentence right there. That's a quote.
I get my character strength from playing Yakuza. Ichiban is my character strength.
I'm leveling up by playing Yakuza 7 like a dragon, only for the fucking...
Yeah. only for the PlayStation. Get Yakuza 7 on your Dreamcast, kids.
Speaking of No Doubt, track 12, Room with a View.
No matter how much the clock goes around, there's an aching pain. The sun goes up and the sun goes down, but it still feels the same.
Speaking of vaguely born-again Christian theming.
This is the last track on the album. It goes right alongside Be Gone. It's a little bit more somber, though. It's about talking to your dead friend and asking them to save you a spot in heaven. Mm-hmm. It's a lovely sounding track.
There's no missing the context on this one, that's for sure.
You can just look up the lyrics. It's really very obvious. I was surprised it didn't get released as a single because this one seems like it could be released on like a Christian chart.
Yeah.
It does seem like a perfect fit for one, but I think it's a little too similar to a bunch of other songs I've heard, not on this album, but in general.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
So it doesn't really stand out, It's kind of generic.
There is a Streetlight Manifesto album which has a song like this at the end, I think. No, I can't place it exactly right now. I think it's Footsteps, something like that.
I think the Boss Tones have had a song like this too.
Yeah, it's weird, but like I'm never a fan of a song like this at the end of an album. It's such a downer.
No, yeah, it doesn't work as a great closer. I would have preferred Be Gone as the last track on the album, personally.
Can we remember how Ruskaya finished their album? How did they do it? They didn't do it with a song like this, I don't think.
Was Ghost Sputnik the last track? No, Ghost Sputnik wasn't the last track. What was the last track? Hang on, let me...
The last song was Hep Hep.
Oh, it's Hep Hep, yeah. Hep Hep, what did you feel? Yeah, see, but that fit because that felt in line with the other songs on the album. It was just like another song that like felt.
I know.
It carried the energy through to the end.
That's so good though.
And it works though because you can go. That's one of those things. I like a lot of albums that can be looped. So like when you go from Hep Hep back to the first track, it feels great. You don't really feel like you're missing a beat. And at the end, it works as an ender, too, because it feels like you can just say, okay, that was the encore, we can go home now.
What happens when you go from Ring to Review to Title Holder?
It doesn't work at all.
No.
So this doesn't make my top 5, but I wouldn't call it a skip, either. I'd probably put it at, like, maybe 9 or 10.
Yeah.
It's, like on the lower end of the album. It didn't make me upset. Like, I didn't hate it.
No, there's nothing wrong with it. It's just not for me.
Yeah, it's not for either of us.
It gives me the same feelings I have when I listen to modern Rubik Fish, where it's just like, wow.
Oh, no. You never want to get compared to modern Rubik.
This is really like something that even my mom on this one, my mom or my dad would be like, oh yeah, this is the shit.
Oh, dude, play this song for your mom. She'll love it.
So it's like, it's just so churchy. It's just so churchy and lame. I don't know.
Oh, no. We've cursed them. The church ska band. The Interrupters.
It's I don't know, I just can't help it. And it's specifically like that kind of like rosy, like don't think about it too much kind of religion where it's like I call it biker dad theology where it's exactly like, oh yeah, they're just up there in a condo looking down at us. And I'm like, okay, well my dad would really love this song, but it doesn't do much for me.
Yeah, I understand. It's written from the perspective of someone with an old soul.
I know, definitely. Like again, nothing, no shame to Amy. That's definitely
no.
She's definitely like a good person for sure, but it just doesn't make music that I love.
Understandable. So we've covered the whole album now. Do you want to list our top fives real quick?
Yeah, let's start. Do you want to go 5
We'll go 5 to 1. Yeah, I'll do mine first. I like Be Gone is my number 5.
And I put Got Each Other. Got Each Other.
Love each other.
Yeah, you got each other. Made your top 5.
Got Each Other.
We got each other. We got each other. My number 4 was Outrage.
My number 4 was Gave You Everything.
See, wow, I really do not understand these already. Like, that's when I have to raise an eyebrow. Like, this man Gave You Everything in his number 4. But again, that's personal preference. That's totally, like, a lot of people agree with you. People blast that made it on the radio. That hit the charts.
Yeah, I mean, hey, I don't know.
So it's almost as good as She's Kerosene, apparently, to other people, not to me. But my number 3 is Broken World.
Mm-hmm. I put She's Kerosene at number 3.
Yep, so it made your top 5, not quite as high as mine, but still pretty good. You literally put it right above Gave You Everything.
Yeah.
Right above both singles, right there. But our number 2, both of us together, is not personal.
Obviously.
Yeah. I love we got the same at the exact same time.
It's so good.
It's so good. People, stop listening to the episode. Go listen to Not Personal, just over and over.
I wish that me and you could dress up as big boys and walk around the city together.
As Lamage and Ariorior.
Yes. Who's who?
Yes.
Yes.
No one's gonna get that. I'll put up a picture of Lamage versus Ariorior.
I'm sorry people won't get it because it's literally like the funniest thing I saw all year.
Yeah, you're welcome for that. I got to introduce you to that.
It's my favorite joke of the year.
Joke of the year 2020, Lamage. Flipping the box art from LA Noire until it's 2 different gangsters. One's a skinny guy with 2 guns, and the other's a big, like, broad shoulders guy with a bunch of guys around him.
It's too funny.
It's just flipping a box art and mirroring it.
It's too stupid, but they really dig that.
I still say Lamage would win. He has 2 guns. Come on. And he's the JoJo stand, too. He has the ghost lady.
He has 2 ghost ladies.
Yeah. Sorry, he has
But look at Arior. He's a tank. He can't be stopped.
Number 1 is She's Kerosene for me. That's the best song on the album. It's the best produced. It's the best everything. It's the best.
I put Rumors and Gossip, which was not a popular opinion. But I'm sticking to
Rumors and Gossip, so sick and doctor.
Yeah. I'm into it.
I'm sorry. Like, if they listen to this episode, I'm gonna be so sad. I don't mean any hatred. I think it's weak.
I mean, I think if they're gonna hate one of us, it'll be me, just because.
Why you think? Oh yeah, maybe Amy will just like. Look at this fucking dude.
All I've done is, I've called her kind of wimpy.
You've called her Monique. You called her a different person like 3 times.
I can't help it. I'm sorry.
Thank you for apologizing at least. I'm sure she'll understand. She's gotten this far, right?
It's my fault because I was looking up. I was trying to remember Monique's name to, bring her up earlier in the show.
Do you remember Monique Powell's name?
I remember it, but sometimes, I'm dumb like that. I remember things. I disremember things.
You misremember.
So I looked it up just to confirm that it was indeed Monique Powell, and that's the name in my brain right now that I will assign to any strong female ska vocalist.
A Monique Powell.
Yeah, I'll do that when I meet her at a party. I'll just be like, hey, friend, you.
Yeah.
And she'll be like, my name's Monique. I'm like, yeah, Monique. And he's like, I was fucking with you. It's Amy. I was like, no, why did you do this to me?
Okay, so overall, Fight the Good Fight thoughts. I think this album has some of the Interrupters' best work on it. However, it had a few too many lulls for like a 31-minute album. There's at least like 3 songs on here that just like don't gel as well.
Yeah, I think easily.
And the entire thing is short, which is great. I mean, it's a polar opposite from the last album we talked about, which was like 2 hours long. But I felt like not enough of the time spent on this album was as, culturally enriching, as I like to say, as it could have been.
I agree. I think that's part of my criticism with it not being hard enough, I guess.
Not going as far as you wanted it to go, yeah.
I hate the kind of like soft lib kind of
easygoing lib, yeah.
It doesn't change anything. It's always the same fucking shit. It's like I get it so much in my day-to-day like political watching where it's just like, oh god, this shit again.
This shit again. Yeah.
We're wasting time on Russiagate again when there's like just like bring up the emoluments clause. God damn it, please.
I mean, this is the only episode where I'll let you get political because this is the most political album. After this, I'm cutting it. So.
Admittedly, it's just like, soft change is an annoying thing I have to deal with all the time. Where you get people who think they're like the smartest people in the world offering the same shit. A resolution that doesn't get anything done,
but it's smart. It'll definitely work.
If we start negotiating from the middle, they'll definitely come to our the fucking I hate that shit. And it reeks of it, and I don't want that in my music. If I'm listening to ska, I want to get amped. I want to get angry, but like ready for action. And
you listen to bitter breakup songs, and those are your favorite songs on the album.
Maybe we'll talk about them in the future. Probably not because they won't fit exactly into this format. But like Larry and His Flask is a band that does political music in a way that works for me.
At least we have one good example there. I wrote in my notes, this is not the Thanksgiving feast I was hoping for an album. I'm still left kind of hungry. And instead, this is like some warmed up leftovers. It's still good food.
It's very lean.
But it's not as fresh as I wanted the album to be. So I'd 7.5 out of 10.
Yeah, this isn't the unhealthy banana split I was hoping for out of like a drive-through at a Ben & Jerry's. This is like the half pint of very expensive ice cream that Nancy Pelosi keeps in her very expensive fridge. And I don't love it. So there.
No. So what did you give it out of 10? I give it a 7.5.
I'm not going to make another Kiryu joke.
You already did, yeah.
They don't. Not only that, they don't deserve it. Just a flat 7, maybe a 6.5.
Wow. Okay.
I don't love it too much. There are some, as an album, I don't love it that much. I'm giving it like a 7, period. But like particular set of songs on the album, definitely down for it. It's not like other powerhouse albums where it's like.
Yeah, I mean, I think our top 5s are pretty solid in terms of songs to listen to.
I think the top 5s are pretty solid.
At least not personal.
Definitely. Like, there is some highlights.
At the very minimum. Not personal and She's Kerosene. You can listen to those 2 albums and still be you be good.
A lot of the albums that we've talked about have been albums where it's like, there's not a single loser on the album, Like, every Ruskaha, Twilight Ska Paradise, or Tokyo Ska Paradise Orchestra, those bands...
They're all sparkly vampires.
Yeah. They're all sparkly vampires.
They'd be very handsome, at least.
or neurotic cartoon characters.
Yeah. So a 7 or maybe even a 6.5 for you.
Yeah, just like 6.
I was a little bit nicer to it.
It's it comes down to personal taste. Like I don't think there's anything like critically wrong with the album.
Oh, that's a good way of putting it. I agree. I think it all comes down to personal preference on this one. I think there's a good reason critics specifically like this album and made it popular.
Yeah, I think
there's nothing critically wrong with it. Instrumental wise, it's pretty good overall.
Honestly, it's like if you have family members who might not love ska punk, but you want to kind of ease them into some things, like the Interrupters might be like the most mainstream soft thing you can give them.
Ease them into it?
Yeah, don't start with no effects. Just like start slow. Give them a little easing.
Don't start with Mustard Plug.
Mustard Plug is kind of goofy too. Mustard Plug is kind of okay as a start. Honestly.
Okay, all right. I think Mustard Plug has some weird fucking songs. Don't start with Streetlight Manifesto.
Oh, Duff, no, don't do that. That's a bad one.
There's a good outlier.
that one will get you odd looks at the family Thanksgiving for sure.
So there you go. That's Fight the Good Fight.
Damn. At the end, the only thing I have to say is that eventually we'll have to talk about Mustard Plug.
Yeah, we will have to talk about Mustard Plug. I don't know when. I have no idea, personally. It's not on my docket.
Mustard Plug was one of the first ska bands I was listening to, really.
Really?
Yeah. They were one of like the first 3 or 4 of them that I was having in my rotation.
I would like to hear about that some other time in the future.
Of course.
But for now, I was going to pick an episode, but I mean, if we got the holiday special coming up, I guess I can't right now.
Well, we're going to do... The holiday special is like its own thing on the side. That doesn't even get like the next number on the list. It's like it's like the interview episode. It's like just a little fun extra.
Yeah, the Rude Boys present Happy Scallidays.
Yeah, so give us your next proper album choice for the next proper episode of the podcast.
Yeah, so this is episode 13. So the next one will be episode 14, and that will be my pick once again. I promise it won't be a long album.
What you
but
got?
it will be a certified classic.
Oh, yeah?
All right. We're not talking about a modern band. We're going to talk about an old band, one that hasn't even been around for a really long time.
An old band that hasn't been around for a very long time.
Has not been around. Has been gone.
Has been gone. Okay.
Yes, not around anymore. This one is up there with Turn the Radio Off.
Oh, okay.
It's a certified classic,
Oh,
and
hold on,
it's from New York.
Hold on. I could be wrong. Fuck, what is it?
No, I hear you mouse click. Clicking.
Damn it.
No clicking. No. Go ahead, guess.
Edna's
What is
Goldfish.
it? Yeah, it's Edna's Goldfish. We're going to be talking about their 1998 album, Before You Knew Better.
You know what? I'm thinking that is going to be a killer episode.
Dude, people hyped this album up a lot to me, and I didn't believe them. I heard maybe like the first 3 songs, and I was like, oh shit, we do have to cover this on the episode. It's really good. So I think you'll like it too, Austin. Because
I think
these
I will.
boys are from Long Island.
I've heard some of it, yeah.
Yeah, you've heard Edna's Goldfish, and I think we need to talk about them. I want to talk about another classic, a certified hood classic.
Certified Hood Classic.
So we're going to talk about Edna's Goldfish, finally.
That'll be a real good one. And then the one I've got after that is also going to be real good.
Hell yeah, dude.
We're hitting it with some real, like, top talent.
2021, coming to you live from 1998. We're doing it.
Yeah. 2021 is going to be a killer year for us, I'm sure.
I agree. I think it's all uphill from here. Hopefully, God, I hope. So that's it for us from the Rude Boys podcast. I've been Kyle Long.
And Austin Robertson.
Austin Antifa.
Austin Antifa Stonewall Robertson.
You have a lot of nicknames. You have way more than I do.
What do you want? Do you want a political affiliation? What is your gag? What is your bag? What do you do? You know what? You're definitely with like Vermin Supreme.
What?
Vermin Supreme.
I don't know what that is.
Okay, this is going in the episode. Hold on.
Oh no. What the fuck? What are we talking about?
Vermin Supreme, the best presidential candidate who has been actively
American performance artist, politician, and activist who ran as a candidate in various local, state, and national elections. He's 59 years old from Rockport, Maryland. Why does he have a shoe on his head? Why does he have a boot? He's wearing a boot on his head.
Let's look up some of his presidential campaign 2020.
Is this a joke? Is that what this is?
Pass
a law requiring people to brush their teeth. Campaigned on a platform of zombie apocalypse and time travel research. And promised a free pony for every American. Wow. Those are some big promises, dude. At the 2020 Libertarian National Convention, he came in 3rd place.
Budget. It is a free pony It is a free pony ? Program. It costs nothing.
All right, well, I don't know if I'd go with this guy, but he seems like he's got a good boot on his head. So
he's got a pretty good boot on those shoulders.
He's got a good boot on those shoulders, I'll tell you. So anyway, that's it for the episode.
That's it. That's it for me, Antifa Robertson, and Kyle Supreme Long. The end.